Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and we've got a really exciting episode for Life on Fire TV coming at you. So right now, as I sit, we're kind of halfway through January, and we just set out to make 2014 the best year, literally, of our lives. And not only for us, for our clients, and we've got some really cool stuff going on. And a lot of the reason why we're crushing it so much this month already, halfway through, is because how we set our intentions, how we're focusing, and how we're setting our goals on fire. And so I'm gonna just do a quick walkthrough of how to set goals and get them every single time. Now, if you've ever set goals before, you hear the word goals and you just cringe, it's because most people set goals and it's like a drug. You set the goals, you dream for a minute, and because you think about what you want and what's possible, but then most people never hit the goals, and then it actually becomes discouraging. It becomes debilitating because you create a whole history of never attaining your goals, and that completely sucks, right? So we're gonna break that pattern, and no matter when you're watching this video, it could be March, could be April, could be 2019. At the end of the day, we wanna make sure that we got our goals on check, and every month we do this consistently. So one of the things, as far as how you can start to achieve your goals, is by creating congruency. So sometimes if you're ever the kind of person that starts something and then you stop it, or you start and then you quit, we all go through that. But if you can build up the muscle to be congruent and have integrity with yourself, where everything that you say you're gonna do, you actually do. And whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a school teacher, it doesn't matter. When you do what you say, people respect you and lots of good things happen. So one of the things is to create a consistent habit. So, I had a mentor that once had me work on this by doing 10 sit-ups per day. Now, the reason was because all he wanted to have happen was that he wanted me to build up my congruency. He wanted me to look at the end of the month and say, wow, I could actually do something and commit to something and have it happen 30 days in a row. It wasn't about the sit-ups, it was about doing what I say. So the first step with Goals on Fire is you wanna really identify 3 things, maybe 5 things that you're gonna accomplish in a given month. And if you're starting this in the middle of the month, that's totally cool. You can have it be 3 things you're gonna accomplish by the end of the month, right? So we're getting ourselves on a routine of every month, the first of the month, we're starting our Goals on Fire every single month. So the whole thing is that you wanna choose 3 things. Now, if you were to try and say something like, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, that sucks, because what's gonna happen is life's gonna happen. You're not gonna do it. It's not gonna end up working out that perfectly. Don't be that hard on yourself. So instead you could say something like, I'm going to sign up for a 5K race. So for me, I didn't want to give myself a rigid, I'm gonna be a certain weight by a certain time. I wanted to make something that was simple that would motivate me. So for me, what that is signing up for a 5K race means that I'm going to have to do things to get in shape for that race. I can't just hop into it and, and without training for it, without jogging or anything. So I'm finding that in the morning, I want to jog. I want to walk more and jog more, and I'm trying to jog at least a mile, a day. Now, I'm not, if I don't do it one day, it's no big deal. So the whole thing with your goal setting is you can choose things that are bigger than you, right? So that's signing up for the race. If you want to make more money, instead of saying that you're going to make an extra 5 grand this month as an entrepreneur, you could work on something like confidence. You could just literally go and make one of your goals, I'm gonna sign up for Toastmasters. Now, something like Toastmasters, that's gonna change your communication, that's gonna change your confidence, and guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna make more freaking money. So there's little things like that that you can use to motivate yourself that are bigger than you. So those are really key. It could also be something like making a fast decision and cleaning something. It could be something in your home. If you've got a messy desk with stacks of papers and piles of crap that you look at and you always think about that you want to clean that, or you walk by a closet that's exploding with clothes and you've been meaning to clean it for years, just put it down that you're gonna actually just do that. And once you start creating a little bit of progress turns into momentum and you start getting more and more stuff done. And it's one of these things where, if you ever think back, maybe when you were in high school, or if you have kids that are in high school, it's like when you're going to school, sometimes you're playing sports, you're coming home, you're getting your homework done, and there's so much activity that it becomes contagious and you get more and more done. It's like if I have a day where I'm on fire and I've got lots of calls, good things are happening, that's also the day where you find that other things are happening too. You're just getting tons of stuff done. So you want to make sure that your goals are things that you're going to hit. You want to make sure that you're going to be successful with them, because the exercise is to build up that muscle of actually getting your goals, not picking things that are way too big and too broad, right? So the other thing is, get very clear on exactly what they are. And then the key thing is that you want to write them down, and then we're going to publicly share them. And that's what locks it all in. So I have mine. Mine are basically, I've gotten where I take a PowerPoint template and I just put out the goals and I post it visually. So they have to be hanging where you're gonna see them, because otherwise you'll forget about them. So I take the goals, I put them, I literally hang them on my wall right here in my office over there, and I think about them and I see them every day. The other thing that's so key is that I take them and share them on Facebook. The reason for that is because if you just set the goals and you don't have any accountability, most people aren't gonna be motivated enough to get them done. So the cool thing is that when you share them on Facebook, a couple things happen. One is that other people see it and it creates accountability, and it's public accountability. I've been using this strategy for a long time, and I've been consistently hitting my goals over and over and over and over. And the cool thing is that you put it out there publicly, and when you do that, there's something that happens to you, because it's kind of like you not only are saying you're gonna do something, but you're really trusting yourself and you're really committing, because people are gonna ask you about it. So now you have to get them done, and it actually just trains your subconscious too, that you're believing in yourself that you are gonna get those goals done, and it has a funny way of actually happening. So putting your goals out there publicly on Facebook is super important. We have all of our clients do this, and it's amazing what happens when our clients do this and they hit their goals. We've got tons of stories of clients that are getting crazy results from hitting their goals. In our case, every time we do this, I hit all my goals, and you know what the best part is? My goals are getting bigger and bigger and bigger slowly. So every single month, I'm pushing myself a little bit. I still want to hit them all, but every month, really cool things are happening. And you'll see what my goals are, and they're already happening. Many of the goals I set for this month in January, I've already accomplished, and it's only halfway through the month. So wouldn't it be nice for you to get anything you want out of life just by using this exercise? So the last piece, and this is what really solidifies everything. Now, for some, this may seem a little extreme, but wouldn't you take 5 minutes to do this so that you can get anything you want? Whatever you can dream, as big as you want to play, wouldn't you take the 5 minutes to do that, right? Take the 2 minutes every morning to follow the exercise. So here it is. So all I've done is I take the goals that I created, and then I simply write a letter to myself. And the letter to myself is written in a way as if it's like February 1st. So you write it as if you've already achieved the goals that you have. And so the cool thing is that you write it to yourself. You can have it be a paragraph, 2 paragraphs. In my case, I went a little bit further. This is like a full page. And what happens is that when you write this and then you read it every day, it further solidifies that it's gonna happen. It almost like guarantees that it's gonna happen. So, so here's mine. So, and excuse the language, but it says, holy shit, it's February 1st, and I'm literally pinching myself right now because I can't believe what I've just accomplished. I totally sold out my January 10th event with Gary Vaynerchuk, and we even had people standing in the back of the room. Crazy. I showed up to the event as the best version of myself and, quote, left everything on the field, as Coach Thomas used to say. So that, for me, I got goosebumps even just thinking about it, because he used to always say, leave it on the field, like leave everything on the field. So that fires me up. To see the faces light up as people realized what it means to live a life on fire, and to consistently get emails every day from attendees saying things like, Nick, what on earth did you do to me? I've never been this fired up for business before. It's so freaking amazing. And it's like, I don't know if you can see goosebumps from there, but it's freaking crazy. It is literally changing my physiology just reading this freaking thing. And by the way, every single day since my event, I've gotten emails from people saying exactly what I was talking about here. And it's so crazy, it's so cool. So carrying on, not to mention that we popped in another 15 Firestarter clients who totally rock. They are ideal. They have real businesses, they're hungry, they're committed to themselves and to not make excuses, and they're ready to light their life and business on fire. I can't wait to work with them. So I haven't hit that yet, but I've got another 2 weeks left, and we're close, so I will. And I'll find a way, right? The best part is that Life on Fire is now past 40,000 per month in recurring revenue, which doesn't count any of our other revenue streams. Check. We got that accomplished. That's freaking crazy. After the event, I marched right into La Mesa RV and bought a fatty Boom Batty RV that will morph into the branded Life on Fire bus next month. The thing is completely ridiculous, and driving it makes me feel like my Pipe, which is so rad. So, so the update on that is I have multiple RVs that I'm looking at. And we're now just doing our homework, doing our research, gonna be buying the RV, and I'm gonna get this freaking thing by the end of the month. That's my goal. And so that's cool. Pipe is French for grandfather, so he's a huge inspiration in my life. He came back from the war and was a truck driver, so I don't know, I got it in my DNA to drive, so that's why I need an RV. All right, carrying on. What else happened? Oh yeah, I rocked out at the New Media Expo and met tons of top podcasting players that will totally set up the launch of Life on Fire TV, the podcast. Akib blew my socks off. He's our new content manager. And he blew my socks off, and our content strategy and social media plan is on fire. And I'm just another few weeks out from running my first 5K, and I've never felt healthier. Months like these reaffirm that I can literally do anything I put my mind to. Love ya, brother, Nick. All right, so this right here, so simple, and by writing this, this exercise I learned from one of my mentors, Michael Burnoff, and I did it just once, and I wrote it, and we locked it in, and then I actually saw what I wrote months later, and everything I wrote happened. So all we did was innovate a little bit and say, all right, we're gonna do this every single day. We're just gonna read it. So basically so just to recap, you've got one, you set up your goals on fire. You just write out 3 or 5 goals that you know that you can hit. You believe in yourself that you can hit them. You then share them publicly on Facebook. You post them in your office, somewhere where you're gonna see them every day. I don't care if your wife or your husband, your kids, if they think you're crazy, good. Because wouldn't it be nice to hit the goals, and who cares what people think, right? So post the goals publicly on Facebook, have a little accountability, and then simply write this letter to yourself, and then read it every day. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through, that's kind of the goals on fire, how to set them and how to get them. And then every day, a very simple morning routine. I'll show you guys how I roll in the morning, so that you're starting your day in the right state of mind. You're starting the day, if you start your day right, you've got a good morning routine and you wake up on fire and productive, the rest of your day is gonna be just like that. So it's everything from, whether you're spiritual, whether you're meditating, whether you're going for a walk or a jog or being around nature. I'm gonna show you exactly how I start my day, and it completely ties together the goal setting exercise and how to actually get your day started. So follow me, you're gonna have a look at how the day gets started and what happens from there. All right, so the morning routine, I just wanna encourage you to every morning to start your day right. Have some time for you. So if you've got kids and the mornings are always crazy, well maybe, when they get on the bus for school, then take a little time for you. You gotta take care of you before you can take care of other people. There's a reason why, you're on a plane and the oxygen things come down. It's like you gotta hook yourself up first so that you can then help other people. You can't help other people to help yourself. So morning routine is so key. This has been a game changer for me, for focus, for getting more done in less time, and just for happiness and shit too, right? So basically I just get up in the morning, and what's so crazy is that I love what I do so much that no matter when I set my alarm, I cannot wake up with my alarm. Even if I go out and have a good time the night before, like I did last night, and have a couple drinks or whatever, I still can't wake up from the alarm. I end up getting up before it. So basically I just spring up out of bed and take a look outside. I'm just fortunate. It was my dream to live on the water, so I'm fortunate to have that. That was a goal that I went out and got. And from there, it's like, I gotta do my hair for a second. I'm known for having crazy bedhead, so I gotta just put a little water in there, do up the hair, and I just rock out. I love music. I'm absolutely obsessed with music. So I I can change my mood in seconds by listening to just music that I love. So I just rock out extra loud. Like, you know, my neighbors, I mean, I've heard it from, we've had beers before, and it was just like, man, you're a morning person, huh? And I never used to be. I turned into that because I started making mornings fun as opposed to dreading mornings, right? So I rock out extra hard in the morning, and from there, I always say 3 things I'm grateful for. That is so key because the power of gratitude and what it can do in your life is so important. So, you know, I just look out over the water and I just think of 3 things, right? My family, you know, living on the water, you know, and rekindling my faith, right? So boom, there's 3. Whatever it may be, and think of those 3 things and just kind of smile for a second. And, you know, then from there I look at my goals and I just look at what I set out to do and I just read through them. You know, from there I actually then read my goals, the letter that I wrote to myself. And, you know, at that point, I read that out loud every day. And then the key thing is that I visually check off that I've done it. Because without the visual representation, you can forget to do it. And it makes you proud at the end of the month where if you can see your progress, right? So I actually have a little whiteboard that you could use a piece of paper. It could be a little whiteboard with a calendar. But after I do my morning routine, where I do the 3 things, I say 3 things I'm grateful for, I read my goals, and then I read the letter I wrote to myself, I just give a little check, right? And what happens is that at the end of the month, I'm gonna look at this thing and literally just look at it and say, cool, I did something for 30 days in a row consistently. It takes me freaking 2 minutes in the morning to do it, but I'm good. And what'll happen is that not only am I gonna hit every single goal that I want to and get so much out of life and business and have more fun and things will be easy for me, but it's also training myself to just be the guy that does what he says, be congruent, have integrity, and every month my goals get a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. So again, start small and then grow from there. And then I just rock out, I make my smoothie in the morning and make it super healthy so that I'm just gonna feel good. And if I were to start my day with like bacon, eggs, and freaking potatoes, I would be done. I'd be back in bed. So, start your day eating right too. And then I always take time to go for a jog. And part of that reason is because I signed up for a 5K. So now I have to start jogging, right? So usually I would just walk in the bay, but now I'm jogging. And so it's kind of like being around nature. I listen to some really good stuff, listen to music. I'll rock out and listen to music in my home, but I'll always listen to something that's going to be invigorating, something that's going to kind of stretch my mind a little bit. It might be Tony Robbins, it might be Michael Burnoff stuff, it might be a book on audio, but something that's going to give me some good education, help me get, be the best version of myself and grow. So for me, that like stimulates my brain to get me going. Then I come back, and I start my day at 9. But when I do that every single day, it's no surprise that I can be so focused and crush it throughout the entire day because I've started it correctly. So that is my morning routine on fire, and it incorporates goals on fire. So I want to encourage you that take this time, no matter when you're watching this video, every month you're gonna see us doing the goals on fire. Just commit to it. Just take a 30-day challenge and follow this for 1 month. And I absolutely 100% guarantee it will radically change your life. It sounds so crazy. Oh, how could that change my life? It will friggin' change your life, and you'll get whatever you want out of life as you start small. You have to start very, very small and build it up. And I will challenge you to actually do it. And those who do it, especially all the stories that we've had at our event from our clients, those who do it, it creates remarkable things in their life. And they start attracting and manifesting all kinds of good stuff. So I want to encourage you to do it. Share your stories below. If you're one of our Fire Starter coaching clients, share your story below about what happened to you, right, by using this exercise, so that people realize it's not just me doing this. We've got a whole tribe of people that are doing this and cranking it out, and it's working well. So have an amazing rest of your day. Do something nice for someone else. Do something nice for yourself, and start that process. And we'll see you soon. Comment below. Cheers.